In my book, I got into a fight with a guy, and believe it or not, he was working for the Miami boys. After that, you can just look at it. I would go places where the nigga I punt, and he wouldn't even say nothing. He wouldn't even look at me. It was just a situation where it just disappeared.
It just died down.
It just died down.
Okay, got the trap on trampoline. 12 bucks in spot. Got me swerving at the B&B. I got this on side. Pull up, tell me what number.
Introduce your book.
My book is From the West End of Lil-Pakistan, Atlanta's Missing and Murdered Drug Dealers.
Let them know where they can get it from.
You can get it on Amazon and all other markets available.
All right, so you was over there in Lil-Pakistan.
In Pakistan. Before it came Lil-Pakistan.
Okay. But Alamein was over there at the time.
Yeah, he was there.
So did he have a problem with you hustling over there?
Well, see, on Lucille and Holiness, it was a situation where the hustlers was there before the Muslims.
Okay.
So it always been a hustling neighborhood. See, some neighborhoods turned into hustling neighborhoods when crack hit. See, on Holdings, they had a motorcycle gang called Outcast on the corner. So they always had things going on in there, all type of things, from heroin to cocaine, this back in the 60s and 70s. Because originally, Rail from Summerhill had that corner.
Yeah.
He the one, they used to be on that corner. So that corner been a hustling area before crack cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we jump to the Alamein, so you said when the crack era hit, the Miami boy was up here, right? They came up here. But before that, who was running in the city far as like in your area? Like by Harry Home, Lucille, who was the man around that time?
Oh, the man on Lucille and Holdings was a guy named Vershawn Eggerson, you know.
What about Harry Home?
Harry's Home at the time when I was growing up, first got in the game, the first kingpin that most people from Harry's Home knew about was Cowpack.
Cowpack.
He was the first one.
So
he had brother Lil and all them. I knew them all because that's where I was originally from, Bone Place.
Okay.
Before that, yeah.
Cool, I'm doing a pod right now. I'm gonna call you right back.
All right, bet.
Yeah. So Cowpack was from the county.
Cowpack was from the county.
All right.
Harry's Home. Rest in peace, Cowpack.
With that situation, do you know how you ended up dying?
Well,
or how you ended up getting killed?
Well, I know one thing. When Cowpack was murdered, I can remember the day I was in high school. And I write about that in the book From the West End of Pakistan. I write about Cowpack, where I was the day he was murdered. I was still in high school, and a girl came up crying, and she said, the Miami boys just killed him. But like I would repeat, in Atlanta, anytime somebody would get killed, people would throw it on the Miami boys at that time because it wasn't. I don't even thinking back, it was a beef in Harry's Home with the Miami boys and them. Cowpack, it was Cowpack, Lip, Herbert Jr.
So they ain't had no. So
they weren't really beefing like that with the Miami boys. Because I'm telling you, when the Miami boys, see, what people don't realize, it wasn't a situation where the Miami boys came, just took the trap. They came. People picture it like I'm a Miami came down. No, man. It was 2-3 of them niggas. It might be 2-3 niggas from Miami, right?
Is he having good numbers?
They got good numbers, but this is a kicker. This how I went. Okay, if y'all niggas from the project, so the projects be like this. You got one nigga getting all the money, right? He happy. This how this shit went down. One nigga might be getting all the money. He happy.
Yeah.
Right? A nigga might get out of jail who used to be on. He run into the nigga from Miami.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? He want to work. He get to work. They get in through the work like that. They got in like that. They didn't come in as no enemies to none of them niggas. I don't remember no situation like that. All the cats. When I was going to high school, we used to be like, hey, that nigga that worked for the Miami boy. That nigga that worked. It was some people didn't like it, some people didn't, but they didn't. It was more people down with the Miami boys from Atlanta that was from Miami.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was people Niggas from Atlanta was
Basically,
down
they
with
were supplying niggas from Atlanta.
right,
They were basically the plug kind of.
right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Terry. So how did Terry White end up beefing with the Miami boy? Because I know Terry wasn't going for none of that, probably right around that time.
Oh, Terry White. Terry White was the John Hope. See, Terry White, that's what I'm talking about, the beef. Never, when Cowpack got killed, I didn't know nothing about no beef. I was young now that was going on with him and the man boys at the time. I ain't know, I just know he ended up dead. The beef at the time was with Terry White and John Hope. See, that's the only nigga I heard about some beef in the city with some Miami boys. That was the beef. That was the shit on the news, man. At this point in time, when now Terry White and the Miami boy, think nigga, he might have been beef. He beef with two. See, Terry White beef with two sets of Miami boy. And when nigga be saying Miami boy, it's a thing like, I know the sets of Miami boys came to Atlanta. That was from the west side. You had the Musclehead crew. You had a nigga named Big Trav crew.
Yeah,
And the nigga who just interviewed that was in Harris home.
Cowpack. Nah, convertible Burt.
Burt.
Okay.
Them the three crews that I really know about. The other crews that people talk about, I ain't really know them. She, you know, at that time, just like a 99 nigga come up here and put gold in their mouth, say they from Miami. You know what I'm saying? I found that out when I went to the Fed. A lot of them niggas were from some niggas from Jacksonville. That nigga, you know, that's how it was back then. After niggas started saying certain shit. But Terry White, Betty Terry, he was the guy that was really the war was going on in John Hope. It was major shootout in John Hope over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you know,
so Terry were really beefing with the Miami boy, particular the Musclehead crew first, right?
I think it was the Musclehead crew. I wasn't old enough to know their name back then.
Yeah.
But since I done seen a few documentaries, and I know, and I met some of these guys in prison. I know Musclehead was first, then Trav came. See, when I talked to Trav when we was in the feds, and Trav told me when he first came, he came to the Boulevard, which even when I was hustling, and any nigga from Atlanta really know the streets of Atlanta, the Boulevard was always considered like an international trap.
Yeah.
Any nigga go there and put down and get some money. You know what I'm saying? He that was his first spot. He said he went and really got some money. Me remember the story that he told me about it.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he went to Boulevard. But then some shit happened with Musclehead and Terry. I think you know both of them end up in jail some kind of way. And then Trap end up in John Hope.
Oh, when both of them went to the feds.
Yeah, but every time, like I tell people, like even when he went to John Hope, he was in John Hope with a person from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So they like
He had a face, man.
So they weren't just coming like taking over nothing like.
They always on the west side. That's what I'm speaking of. They always had a face, man. Like with the John Hope situation. People know, I don't like to say people's names, but it was a guy. He originally came out. John, people know I'm talking about. He originally came out Etheridge. Then he started hustling John Hope with Trey up them and the Miami boy. But he was from Atlanta and everybody know him. He cool with me, but I ain't gonna say his name. But that was one example of how it went. When they went to places, they always would bless somebody real, real good and get in like that.
Based somebody who got a little rep about themselves, basically.
Right. Somebody's in the trap that ain't doing
Who
the
had a
good, the
name.
nigga to getting all the money. It's always beefing that shit, man. Niggas, you know, the nigga was always jealous of the next nigga. So if a nigga come from Miami with a cheaper dope and such and such, like what's it, Terry White, he the man, you look at it like you can be him now. Fuck Terry ain't doing nothing to me. I can get this, you know, they let the niggas in the door.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but you know, from the story we hearing growing up from my generation, right? We heard that like them Fifth Ward niggas was having a lot. They were warm with the Miami boys too. They had a lot of beef with them. Like Fifth Ward, Hunter Home.
Hunter Home. Well, Hunter Home did have beef, but that was later.
Oh, that was
See,
later.
Hunter Home beef came later. See, my boy had been at Hunter Home. They had been at Hunter Home for a while. You know what I'm saying? That beef came way after Terry White was in prison, everybody else in prison. Then her and the home started beefing. You know, they said it was about this, they said it was about that. But, you know, like I'm saying, even in her and the home, it was people in her and the home, from her and the home, that had good relationship with the man boy. I
Okay.
just put it like that. They had good, they just didn't come in and take them folks shit.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like it was like no takeover, how they be trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I will say this, because, you know, the guys that came from Miami that I know and then got to meet, they were some real good guys. I'm talking about, for me knowing them personally, they were some gangster guys that, you know, and they was just some out of town pot flipping niggas, man. They got money. And then once I grew old, I learned you can't knock no nigga getting money from state to state. You
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying? Because I done got money from state to state now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back then, niggas look at it like niggas taking over something. But see, okay, niggas always talking about, why they don't say this about the niggas from Detroit?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The difference, I think it was with the niggas from Detroit was they never tried to set up a trial.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the niggas that came out here from Miami, like if you really just think about it, like Terry, when he was beefing with them dudes in John Hope, he really, if you think about it at the time, he really ain't supposed to be beefing with them guys. Cause he should just let it play out. Cause you know that everybody end up going to prison. But I look at, cause you know Terry was already a millionaire.
Yeah.
And you know, if a nigga coming from another city with work, what I consider them niggas as workers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This nigga been here, he carry rich folk crack cocaine. You know, he been over there. So he you know, in a way,
So
when I look over that wall, I don't see, I just look at it like this nigga was already, and these niggas come out of town. Why they come out of town? Because, you know, when I went to the feds, I learned about niggas from Miami. You got niggas like Bo Diddley, they never left Miami. They was getting real money. They never left Miami.
yeah.
Big them the real rich niggas. See, Terry was on that level.
Yeah.
But he was beefing with some workers that came down the street. That's how, you
So
know.
basically them boys today show on the road.
Right, they had to. And you can't blame none of them niggas. They came got them some money. I ain't knocking that part up, but in the bigger picture, them niggas came up with a few bricks and you know, them niggas was rich in John Hope, man. I'm talking about real, real rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He fought a war that I think it was more, if you know, Terry was more out of respect with him.
Probably more ego.
He's biggest ego I ever met, you know. So it was more like that with him, you know. So, but he didn't, you know, I guess he could afford the war. That's what he'll tell me. But, you know, he could afford it, but you know, it didn't lead to nothing but nothing.
Basically, he wasn't just letting no out of town dudes that come step on.
Nah,
so that was just with the war.
Terry ain't that type of guy. He'll nigga tell you that. He just worked. And then you know John Hope. It was just a spot that was just, you know, that was a spot back then. That was, you know,
and that was his backyard.
Yeah, our joy was to hustle a little bit, get in a car, and ride to see if we could see that nigga Bentley.
So that what
see if we could see that Paul. See, Terry had a Bentley in the 80s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He had a Bentley back then. He would park that out there sometime. Niggas just try to see, can they come through there and see that man. That's how. So
basically, y'all just be trying to ride through just to see the car.
Just to see it. Just get a glimpse of this nigga. Yeah. I saw Terry White today. That's why I grew up. I ain't riding a nigga, but that's just how I was.
Yeah.
He was the richest nigga we ever knew about on the west side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hands down.